As you all know, that politics is a very, very, very murky water. I mean, it takes two to tango. That is what it is. Monarchs lost power in Nigeria, and the constitution has not given them the authority to act in the capacity that they would have acted back in those days. We do not run monarchy system anymore. What we have now is the so-called democracy, where we have the president, we have the senator, I mean the legislators, and then we have the governors. That is a structure that we have. Governors have power, even if they are there for 8 years, they have power over monarchs in their state. That is what the constitution permits. And we know that monarchs can actually remove the crown from the head of a king. I mean, dethrone him. It is not something for us to argue about. Some might say first class monarchs cannot be dethroned. Well, maybe if people prevail over the governor, if you have a governor who is hard headed, a governor who cares less, a governor who believes that there is no spiritual arrows that could be fired at him from any of the monarchs, if they have any, he will do and undo. Governor Makinde of Oyo State has done something, and I believe this has to do with politics. He believes that Olubadan or Olubadan and the other monarch, Alaafin of Oyo, are not in support of what he stands for. They probably must have said something here and there that got him upset, or he got some information here and there, and he understood some indirect speech that were being made. For example, he is not doing what he should do. He is not coming for the next second term anymore. He is not giving us what we expect. We are not getting what we want. I sent a letter to him to put this person into this position. He refused. Stuff like that. These monarchs believe that they have all that it takes to, decide on who becomes governor in that state. Of course, politics is a game of number, and of course, game of who knows who. There are certain times that you have to be connected to certain people. It's not about the grassroots and all of that. Yes, these monarchs might decide to, no, connect to some people here and there, people that they know. And also, they might decide to kind of speak to certain individuals who are less educated or less informed, or people who are greedy. But it will be difficult if some politicians are not backing these monarchs to unseat a governor. I mean, if the governor is to come back the second term, it will take more to kick him out. Why am I saying all of this? But before I go into the subject matter, before I go into the gist of what is really going on, how the governor, Seyi Makinde, embarrassed and disgraced the two monarchs. If you have not tapped on the subscription button, you're not a member of this progressive family, why don't you do so? It is free. Simply tap on the subscription button and the red notification icon bell. It will alert you whenever videos such as this are dropped, and you will also be a member of this wonderful family. If you're a returning subscriber, I say thanks for always returning. If you have been here building this wonderful family together, I say a very big, warm, and big God bless to you. So back to the subject matter, back to what is going on. Seyi Makinde decided to put down a kind of law or a policy, or he gave a directive, and this directive has to do with a stadium in his state. This stadium is not actually Seyi Makinde's project. It's something that has just been renovated. This is supposed to be a kind of new renovation, so the people in diaspora and people who are domiciled in the southwest of Nigeria, or even particularly in Oyo State, will have access to this for sports and many other. It is they try to do all that it takes to make that place look so great. It is named after a man called Salami. Now, something happened. The two monarchs visited this same stadium, and the law or the policy or the directive that was given by Seyi Makinde to the security agents is that if the monarchs are to come, this is his own way to muscle on them. If the monarchs are to come, to show that the monarchs are nothing After all, we pay you salaries. That's just what it is. Whenever we need votes, we go to your palace, we bow, we kneel. But of course, the big check or the dollars that is exchanged, the hard currency that is exchanged between us and you, no one knows about that. But you don't do this for free. So we know that it's more or less like you're more or less like you lay with whoever brings money to you. So who are you? You are nothing. That's what it is. So Seyi Makinde decided to give directive to the security, and the monarchs are very proud, and they are proud based on the title they have, and many other things. So the monarchs came to the place to see, but unfortunately they were not allowed to come into the stadium. How? They were told you cannot come in with all of your entourage. You cannot come in with all your palace guards and all of that. Only one palace guard for you inside of this. And they felt insulted. They believe it's their land. Monarchs believe that the whole of the space in that particular place belongs to them, and that's a very funny one. I'm kind of very particular about how monarchs think. How is it that all of this space belongs to you? I think monarchy should be done away with. Monarchy should be done away with it. And I'm not saying that the kind of democracy that we have today is something to write home about, particularly in Nigeria, in Africa. But monarchy should be done away with. How is it possible that one person begins to tell the rest of the people and repeat narratives such as, we own the land, my father's land? How did your father, great-grandfather, end up owning all? Just imagine the size of Oyo State and some environs and like that. Someone say, my father owns it. How did your father end up owning all of these places? Well, some might say, well, check history, they fought and all of that. Fought? No, they stole, they killed people to take that place. And that does not automatically mean now it belongs to them. But let's leave that part aside. Seyi Makinde decided to put down this because he knows that the monarchs will be visiting that place. He's trying to muscle on them. He's trying to let them know that I am the governor. If it is for 4 years, if it's for 8 years, whatever it is, if I am here, I'm going to show to you people that I am the governor, sitting governor of this state, and I can show to you that you are nothing. Well, if monarchs are to remain, they need to kind of tighten up their belt and do the right thing. They need to speak for the people, stand for the people, not bothering whose ox will be God and all of that. But if the monarchs are playing two sides of the game here and there and all of that, come on, who want monarchs anyway? Why will you reverend a monarch if the monarch is simply doing the biddings of politicians and all of that? Well, as you can see right now, the Olubadan, he actually did say that Seyi Makinde is not a good governor, is not coming for the second term. That is what we heard. That he's not going to come for the second term, that he's not doing anything in the state, he's not doing the right things, and many other things. They even talked about the issue of H0W and all of that, which is true. These are true. He's standing up, at least to that point, if there is no other political undertone or some other issues that surrounds it. And Seyi Makinde, he has given the directive, and Olubadan and the other monarchs, they had to be outside for about 30 minutes, and they felt that this was an embarrassment. They had to just go in with one of their security guards, no more. That's just what it is. Well, I don't know what will become of this. Let us see how this politics will play out. We know that monarchs are also politicians. They are also politicians, hardcore politicians. They might act in a particular way. Someone will go to them and they will come out and say, he's still our own son, we have to forgive him. And they forgive when the person comes to them again with envelopes of hard currency. They don't like the naira, they like hard currency. Dollars will be brought to them, and Seyi Makinde will come in. They give him the governor chair. He sits on it and talks and say KBC and all of that. And they snap pictures. They do the photos, and that's all. And you see Seyi Makinde dancing once again. So don't let us all be carried away with all of this. Sometimes they talk like this not because it's from the depth of their heart. They are simply talking because they need attention, and it is financial attention. And of course, they want slots. They want to send someone to Seyi Makinde, and with the guarantee that the person will be giving some jobs here and there. And once any of these things are not coming, sometimes they now use what is disturbing, the issues that are all over that everybody knows, such as this herdsmen and many other things. They now use that to shoot arrows. But on a good day, they would never have done that. That is what I want you guys to kind of take note of.